In the end, Ryan, the judge seemed to agree that it had just been an awful accident, that there was no negligence because Usher's aunt was there by the pool at the time and there was a malfunction with the pool. Usher himself was just a block away, I think, in a recording studio. So it wasn't negligence in the way that Tamika was trying to make out.
That's exactly what the judge found. They found that Usher was only an exit away, a couple of minutes away from the house. But you mentioned his composure. He was very calm. And that helped him because it helped him show that he was a fit parent. If the judge found that the children at this point in time were in life or death type danger, such that they needed to be removed from him and given to Tamika, that's what he would have ruled. But he ruled that this was an accident. And Usher's composure and his calm under that circumstance, at least as he portrayed it, seemed to go a long way in the judge's sense.
Right, and Alina, there was a very emotional moment right at the end of all this, after the judge came down on Usher's side, when Usher walked over to Tamika, put his arm on her shoulder, and they ended up having a very friendly embrace. Tell me about that. It seemed a very strange way to end what had been a very hostile moment in court.
Yeah, it was interesting. I would say it was unexpected. We were all getting up, ready to leave the courtroom. Court was over. And all of a sudden we saw Usher get up. He had a smile on his face. He hugged his own attorneys. And then he turned toward Tamika. He looked at her. He walked toward her. He tapped her on the shoulder. There was some question about whether she hesitated just a bit, and then they hugged. And we're not sure what it is that he said, but you could see that he was clearly talking to her, and it was a very unexpected moment, to say the least.
Yeah, and I thought a very decent thing of him to do, given the circumstances. I mean, Ryan, you spoke to Tamika's attorneys after the case today. What was the mood there? Is she going to carry on trying to get custody, do you think?
She is going to carry on. What was very interesting in talking to her attorneys was they mentioned at the very end of our conversation that if Usher is able to let the kids be with her when he's out of town, and they maintain that he's out of town a lot, then maybe they're willing to be happy with that kind of situation. Now, in the modification they file, which the hearing is based on later in the month, one of the things they requested in that modification was the possibility of her getting the custody back. So maybe they're thinking there's some room for some middle ground here, but we won't know until that hearing takes place later this month.